In 2030, one country is rewriting Southeast Asia's power map. And it's not Singapore, Indonesia, or Malaysia, it's the Philippines. For decades, the Philippines carried the label the sick man of Asia. Its economy lagged, politics stumbled, and global confidence faded. Many doubted it would ever catch up with its neighbors. But something unexpected has happened, and it's changing everything. Over the past 10 years, the country has transformed quietly. Strategically, steadily, it's become a regional economic force. Today, its growth rate ranks among ASEAN's highest performers. Tech and service industries are booming across major cities. Its people, young, educated, and globally connected, are rising. They're driving innovation that rivals Southeast Asia's biggest players. Meanwhile, other nations are slowing down or facing headwinds. Singapore is aging. Thailand is stuck in political gridlock. Indonesia's expansion is cooling after years of rapid growth. But the Philippines? It's gaining speed and confidence. Powered by demographics, digitalization, and reform momentum. This isn't just another growth story, it's a power shift. The Philippines is no longer the underdog in the region. It's becoming the new center of Southeast Asia's momentum. So how did this turnaround happen so quietly and fast? How did a once-overlooked nation emerge as a regional giant? Let's break down how the Philippines positioned itself strategically, and why it's now poised to dominate Southeast Asia by 2030. Current position, where the Philippines stands today. In 2025, the Philippines is no longer playing catch-up. It's setting the pace across Southeast Asia's economies. With GDP growth consistently above 6% annually, it's now one of ASEAN's fastest-growing nations. The $450 billion economy is gaining serious momentum. It's projected to break $1 trillion by early 2030s. That milestone would make it a regional heavyweight. The service sector remains the backbone of this surge. IT BPM and BPO industries have evolved far beyond call centers. They now offer fintech, creative design, and AI analytics. Filipino talent isn't just supporting global firms, they're shaping them from the inside out. Compare this with its regional neighbors today. Singapore is wealthy but aging and saturated. Indonesia is vast but slowing due to inflation. Thailand faces political gridlock and economic stagnation. The Philippines blends democracy, demographics, and digital energy. It's a combination proving hard for others to match. This rise didn't come from luck or chance. It came from resilience, reform, and hunger for progress. But this rise didn't happen overnight. It was built on one of Asia's biggest comebacks. The 2020s turnaround story. After the pandemic, many countries stumbled and stalled, but the Philippines sprinted forward with determination. From 2022 onward, remittances hit record highs. Infrastructure spending soared across major regions. Tourism made a roaring comeback nationwide. The government doubled down on its legacy projects. Build expanded into build better more. New airports, megabridges, and subways reshaped mobility. The country's first underground subway broke ground. Connectivity became the foundation of future growth. Economic liberalization laws opened new doors. Foreign ownership restrictions were eased significantly. Incentives attracted manufacturing and tech firms. Global companies sought alternatives to China's dominance. Fiscal reforms and inflation control boosted investor confidence. Credit agencies upgraded the country's outlook. By 2025, the Philippines wasn't just recovering. It was reinventing itself from the ground up. The nation branded itself as Asia's startup capital. At the heart of this transformation lies the country's greatest weapon, its people. Demographic advantage, the youth factor. With a median age of just 25.7 years, the Philippines has one of Asia's youngest populations. Over 65% of its 110 million citizens are under 35. This expanding labor force is rare in today's world. While others shrink, the Philippines continues to grow. This youth advantage is more than just numbers. It's energy, ambition, and adaptability in motion. Filipino youth are educated and globally connected. From coders in Cebu to creators in Davao, they're shaping industries far beyond national borders. English fluency gives the country a global edge. It's a preferred hub for service and support. But beyond language, it's the cultural mix that matters. Empathy, collaboration, and creativity define Filipino professionals. As Japan and South Korea face aging crises, the Philippines enjoys a demographic dividend. Millions of new workers enter the market yearly. They drive consumption, innovation, and economic expansion. Demographics is destiny, and the Philippines' destiny is youth. This youthful spirit isn't confined to classrooms or offices. It's fueling a digital revolution across the country, a revolution that's reshaping the nation's economic DNA. And nowhere is this youthful energy more visible than in the digital economy. Tech and digital economy boom. The Philippines' digital revolution is accelerating fast. Once known for call centers, it's now a tech hub. The IT/BPM sector powers AI-driven outsourcing and fintech. Data analytics and app development are booming nationwide. Companies like GCash and Maya lead mobile payments. The Philippines is now a top digital market globally. Tech parks in Manila, Cebu, and Davao are thriving. Thousands of startups build logistics and healthcare solutions. Global freelancing has found its capital in the Philippines. Millions earn through remote digital work every day. This contributes billions in income and national taxes. The digital economy already holds a major GDP share. It's projected to exceed $30 billion by 2030. Major brands like Google and Accenture are expanding here. They cite young talent, low costs, and adaptability. Venture capital firms are funding Filipino startups heavily. The government supports this boom with innovation hubs. Startup grants and digital roadmaps are in place. 5G and fiber expansion are connecting the provinces. But a booming tech economy needs strong foundations, and that's where the new infrastructure era comes in. Infrastructure and reforms. The Philippines' shift from congestion to connectivity is real. Build Better More continues the legacy of transformation. Long-term, high-impact projects redefine logistics and urban life. Metro Manila Subway and Clark Green City are underway. North-South commuter railway cuts travel time drastically. Ports and airports are being upgraded for trade. Expressways and rail networks connect isolated regions. Foreign investors are funding these mega projects. Japan, Korea, and the US are key partners. Digital infrastructure is expanding alongside physical upgrades. The National Broadband Plan reaches remote provinces. 5G rollout is accelerating across the islands. Policy reforms modernize how business operates daily. Ease of Doing Business Act simplifies procedures. Create Law and Public Service Act attract investment. Red tape is being cut across sectors. Investor confidence is surging with every reform. The Philippines is now known for reliability and scale. But there's another invisible engine powering the economy: Filipinos abroad. Remittances and the diaspora effect. Every year, $38 to $40 billion flows into the Philippines. It's one of the largest remittance streams globally, rivaling India and Mexico in total inflows. These aren't just numbers, they're economic lifeblood. Millions of families rely on this steady support. Small businesses and local economies thrive because of it. Filipinos are present in over 170 countries worldwide. Nurses in London, engineers in the Middle East, seafarers crossing oceans, tech professionals in Silicon Valley. This global presence builds wealth and influence. Each peso funds education, housing, and entrepreneurship. It creates a multiplying effect across the economy. The diaspora is shifting from brain drain to brain circulation. More professionals are returning or investing remotely. They bring back skills, capital, and global innovation. Returning Filipinos are founding startups and teaching locally. They're driving change in government and business alike. Their reach builds soft power and global perception. They influence how companies and cultures view the Philippines. It's not just remittances, it's values and ideas. The Philippines doesn't just export labor. It exports resilience, expertise, and connection. And while money flows in, so does influence, because the Philippines now stands at a strategic crossroads. Geopolitical edge. Look at a map. The Philippines is central. It sits between the Pacific and South China Sea. This is the world's busiest maritime trade route. Geography gives the country unique leverage in global strategy. Trade, shipping, and defense all converge in this region. Tensions in the South China Sea are rising fast. The Philippines maintains strong alliances with the United States. It's also deepening ties with Japan, Australia, and India. Manila has modernized its defense forces and bases. It joined major Indo-Pacific security and economic frameworks. These moves enhance national security and investor confidence. Foreign investment is flowing into logistics and energy. Tech sectors benefit from access and regional stability. The Philippines is emerging as a logistics hub. Its shipping lanes link East Asia and the Pacific. It's becoming vital to global manufacturing and supply chains. In a divided world, the Philippines plays smart. It balances alliances while asserting its sovereignty. In geopolitics, geography is destiny, and the Philippines sits at the center of tomorrow's power map. But economic dominance isn't just about power. It's also about what industries are leading the charge. Top sectors driving dominance. The Philippines' rise is powered by diverse industries. Technology leads with AI outsourcing and cybersecurity services. Digital services go far beyond traditional call centers. Filipino developers build global solutions for major clients. It's a new era of tech-driven exports. Manufacturing is resurging in electronics and semiconductors. The country joins the global supply chain for EVs. Clean energy tech is attracting major investments. The Philippines is becoming a green manufacturing hub. Renewable energy projects, solar, wind, hydro, are booming. The goal is 50% clean energy by 2040. This ensures sustainability and rural job creation. Tourism is roaring back post-pandemic with ecotourism and luxury. Digital nomads are choosing tropical work-life balance here. Agriculture modernization is feeding local and global markets. Smart farming, drones, and export diversification are expanding. Real estate continues booming in urban development. Smart cities rise in Manila, Cebu, and Clark. Mixed-use projects attract global investors and reshape living. Together, these sectors redefine the country's economic identity. From labor exporter to innovation leader in Southeast Asia. But every growth story has its own set of hurdles, and the Philippines still has battles to win. Challenges and obstacles. Even as the Philippines accelerates, challenges remain. Some are old, others are newly emerging. Regional inequality persists across the archipelago. Metro Manila advances faster than Mindanao and Visayas. Corruption and bureaucracy still frustrate investors and reforms. Infrastructure outside cities struggles to meet rising demand. Climate change poses a serious ongoing threat. Rising seas, typhoons, and floods disrupt lives and industries. The Philippines is among the most climate-vulnerable nations, yet it shows remarkable resilience in rebuilding efforts. Brain drain continues as talent seeks work abroad. The government must create incentives to retain professionals, or bring them back with better opportunities and support. Reforms in governance and education are gaining traction. Technology is strengthening institutions and transparency. Private sector and diaspora collaborate on solutions. Climate innovation and startup funding are growing fast. The road isn't easy, but it's forward. The Philippines has learned to turn every crisis into a comeback. Despite the obstacles, every major forecast agrees. The 2030s will belong to the Philippines. 2030 projections. By 2030, the Philippines is projected to hit a milestone. A trillion-dollar economy, joining Asia's elite few. Economists predict GDP will surpass $1 trillion. Growth driven by services, manufacturing, and digital innovation. The middle class will expand to over 60 million. This surge will fuel consumption, real estate, and finance. Purchasing power will attract global brands and investors. Young, tech-savvy Filipinos will reshape consumer markets. Metro Manila is evolving into a regional tech hub. Startups, global offices, and banks fill the skyline. It's rivaling Bangkok and Kuala Lumpur in momentum. The city symbolizes economic renaissance and ambition. By 2030, GDP rankings will shift dramatically. The Philippines will overtake Thailand and Malaysia. It'll become Southeast Asia's second-largest economy after Indonesia. ASEAN trade networks will deepen Philippine integration. Supply chains will link Japan, Vietnam, and the Philippines. The country becomes a bridge between old and new. This isn't about catching up anymore, it's leading. The Philippine story is no longer about catching up, it's about leading the race. But beyond numbers and graphs, something deeper is happening. A rebirth of identity. Cultural and national identity rebirth. Economic progress alone doesn't define a nation's rise. Culture does. and the Philippines is rising fast. In the 2020s, national pride began to surge. Global pop stars, digital creators, and esports champions emerged. Filipino talent is now visible across the world, but the real shift is in mindset and confidence. From surviving to leading, we already are. The younger generation is bilingual and digitally native. They fuse global trends with Filipino identity proudly. They're not just working for the world, they influence it. Fashion, gaming, film, and architecture are new exports. Creativity is becoming the country's signature strength. This cultural rise mirrors emotional transformation. After colonial history and natural disasters, pride returns. Resilience has evolved into ambition and global relevance. Faith and hospitality now fuel soft power globally. The world admires Filipinos and wants to partner. In the 2020s, the world discovered Filipino talent. In the 2030s, it will follow Filipino leadership. So what does this all mean for the region? The signs are no longer subtle. They're undeniable. The Philippines is rising economically, strategically, and globally. Once dismissed as the sick man of Asia, it's now Southeast Asia's most dynamic force. This transformation didn't happen overnight or by accident. It was built by 110 million resilient citizens. A young, ambitious workforce is driving the momentum. Government policy is finally aligning with national potential. Infrastructure megaprojects are reshaping cities and regions. Digital revolutions are powering startups and innovation hubs. Remittance flows and diaspora networks fuel the economy. Every indicator points in one direction, forward. By 2030, GDP will surpass $1 trillion. Only a few Asian nations have reached that milestone. The middle class will grow to 60 million strong. Domestic consumption will surge across sectors and industries. Global brands will target tech-savvy Filipino consumers. Metro Manila will rival Bangkok and Kuala Lumpur. Startups, banks, and global offices fill the skyline. The city becomes a symbol of economic renaissance. The Philippines will overtake Thailand and Malaysia in GDP. It becomes Southeast Asia's second-largest economy after Indonesia. ASEAN trade networks will deepen Philippine integration. Supply chains will link Japan, Vietnam, and Manila. The country becomes a bridge between old and new. This isn't about catching up, it's about leading. The Philippine story is no longer about catching up, it's about leading the race. But beyond numbers, something deeper is unfolding. A rebirth of national identity and cultural pride. The Filipino spirit is shifting from resilience to leadership. Diaspora influence is shaping industries across continents. Filipino creatives and engineers are building global solutions. Back home, youth fuse global trends with local pride. Culture becomes currency, and identity becomes strength. In geopolitics, the Philippines sits at a strategic crossroads. It bridges east and west in the Indo-Pacific. Alliances with the US, Japan, and India bring leverage. Defense modernization and diplomacy boost investor confidence. As tensions rise in the South China Sea, the Philippines becomes a stabilizing force in the region. Challenges remain: climate risks, inequality, and bureaucracy. But the country turns every crisis into a comeback. Its story is no longer survival, it's strategy. So what does this mean for Southeast Asia? It means the region's future won't be dictated by legacy powers. It'll be shaped by youth, innovation, and cultural confidence. And at the heart of that shift stands the Philippines. The 2030s won't just be a decade of growth. They'll be a decade of dominance and leadership. The Philippines was once written off. Now it's rewriting Southeast Asia's future. Do you believe the Philippines will lead the region by 2030? Drop your thoughts below, hit like, and subscribe for more global forecasts.